Hi YouTubers, we're in the Jane Armstrong Park, which is sort of between West Auckland and Bishop Auckland. You can see yet another retail park over there. That's called Tyndale, or Tyndall, I think it's pronounced Tyndall. Nice to have you on board. I've already pulled out a load of crap here. There's stuff at the back there which I'm not going to risk my arms and whatever, because these things, I'll give you a close-up view here. Look at this. Yeah, you don't want to be dealing with those. So I've pulled out as much as I can there. What I'm aiming to do today is to try and clean the perimeter of the park, because I just saw, see the blue bags over there? The litter picking council guy has just been through. But they only do the actual park itself. Obviously, couldn't expect them to go in the brambles and stuff. So, yeah, here we are once again. Diving into the unknown. I don't expect to get too much out of this, to be honest, but there is a bit of a den up there. Already having a problem retrieving things here. Yeah, I've got it. There you go. Yeah, just pulling the stuff out now. Okay, let's start picking this up, shall we? Hope you're all doing well. I know a lot of the people watching this actually do their own little bit of litter picking, or little bit I should say. Some people do more, some people do less, but it all helps in the end. I've got a bit of a problem with my left hand at the moment. I think I've got a thorn in there. It's become slightly infected, not from today, obviously from a previous pick, which you will see on air quite soon. Actually, by the time this goes on air, it'll have been on air. Yeah, what you can see here is I've pulled a load of stuff out of the bushes already. I thought I'd spare you the in and outs with the litter picking stick. I've already broken a stick, strange enough, or it has broken on me. It's sad in a way, because I don't know what it is, the mechanism. It was gifted to me by CM Town Council. So I've gone back to my old one here. Yeah, just sort of, I don't know. Anyway, we're pretty fine. So I've got all that there out of the bush. Hell of a lot of stuff, actually. You see, now I can't get in there. That's just too far in. Now, that'll have. Anyway, that's mostly paper there, so I'm not too worried about that. As you can see, very defensive. It's almost like a fortress here. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get that. I'll have to stay. But I've got, this area was terrible actually. As you can see, I've managed to get all this out. And look at this weather. I mean, couldn't ask for better weather really, could you? 30 miles up the road in Newcastle, they've been experiencing heavy snow. And yet here we are. Blue skies, green grass. Wonderful, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to pull a bit more out, and then I'm going to pick all this up. I'll be with you in a sec. Alright, okay, these are not too hard. I'll try and avoid the in and out of the brambles, because that gets monotonous. And also I can't give you a very good view because I have to turn sideways most of the time. But this affords you a better view of what we're actually picking, as you can see. Yeah. Now I know just around this bend here, this bush, there is a den of sorts. Not necessarily a drug den, but a den. So I'll be diving in there in a minute. And just keep picking this stuff out. Get it all out first. A lot of it, of course, is blown in from the side, from the park. itself, you can see that in a way the brambles do a good job actually, because they stop it going further, but they're unforgiving, I'll tell you. They are unforgiving. They will not release. You try going into their territory and you take your life in your hands. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, we got a couple of dens over there. I'll do those in a minute. First of all, I want to just pick up the stuff I picked out of the bushes here. Blimey. Some of this stuff has been here months and some of it looks like it's been here years. I saw the council litter picker earlier and they don't even touch this area, which is, I don't blame them really. Kind of a death trap. This is nice over here, isn't it? It was only about 4 months ago. There was a bunch of travellers, gypsies. Maybe that's not politically correct. Yeah, travellers, let's call them. And they were banked over there, parked over there. 2 or 3 horses roaming around and a few caravans. I think the local council got a court order from a judge and had them removed, physically removed. I could be wrong on that, actually. I think they got wind of the fact that the police were coming in and they just scarpered. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah, that'd make a nice toy for a kid, wouldn't it? Maybe one of those over there. Yeah, so they scarpered, but I just noticed coming in, they've taken over another area, which is closer to home actually. Yeah. Well, I live up that way, you see. Yeah, I noticed about 30 or 40 horses in the play park. So that will be another situation for the courts to deal with, and you know how slow the law moves. I think these people know actually. They've got it down to a fine sort of game now. They know what they're doing. They know they've got X amount of time to stay there before court orders and police move in. What gets me is that there's so much countryside where they could be living. I'm sure some farmers wouldn't mind putting them up. I'm going to empty that one, I think. Yeah, there you go. I'm sure some of the farmers wouldn't mind putting them up for a while, as long as they clean up. I mean, I've seen some sites where they've been living and they've cleaned up, they've done a good job, you know, they've left it better than what they found it. And I understand that the government here, or the councils, have actually provided areas for them where they can live in peace and quite freely, you know, no disturbance. But obviously they don't choose those areas. They'd rather live closer to the retail parks, probably. Gosh, look at this. This is all what I picked out of the bushes earlier. I know you've gleaned that already, but it wasn't like this at the beginning, of course. There's no way that the council would leave it like that. I've just dragged that all out of the bushes and now I'm picking it all up. It's a lot quicker this way, rather than me diving in and out of each bush. I just pull it out and show you this part. Ooh, that sounded a bit risque. Yeah, you see, when you're like this, you're quick. I'm coming to my first bag already. I think I only brought 4, maybe 5. Anyway, I think after this there's not too much brambles and bushes. It's just more trees and things. I've got to clean that den though. That's pretty bad. Okay, let's continue getting this cleared up and then we'll move to the den. It's like 4 degrees, 5 degrees today, but I feel like it's more like 15, 16. Spot the difference. My bag, household waste. Look at that. I just pulled that out of there. Household waste. Unbelievable. I think I'm going to make use of this bag because yeah, this one's falling apart. So what I'll do is I'll just load it into a bag that was used for household waste and dumped in the bushes there. And then we'll just use this. I mean, this almost looks like a council bag anyway. So, now we'll get this all cleaned up now. Right, I've decided to pick this up by hand, it's a lot faster. Right, I've decided to pick this up by hand because it's a lot faster. And then I'm going to drag it all over there. Right, so that should be alright for that. Okay. Yeah, all this stuff here, then I'm going over to the den over there and pick up the rest of the crap. Okay, this is sort of bag number 1. This is actually not my bag, as I pointed out earlier. Don't worry, we're going to pick this up later. This is 2 bags actually, in one. Household waste. You know, washing detergent, powder, all sorts of cans and God knows what. So we'll go and drop it over there, and then go back and pick up the rest. That's not mine, by the way, that's from the council. But I did put that white thing there. So far we've got 1 bag and another to come. I decided to pick this up because I don't see why the council should take this away. It can be left to rot with the rest of the wood here. So what we're going to do, there you go. Yeah, you can truly see a before and after now, can't you? I mean, I didn't show you what the bushes were like before, but you can see, but you can imagine what it was like just looking at all this crap. There's still some stuff in there, I'll go back for that maybe later. Whew. My bag has shrunk in size. No more BM. This time it's the Sainsbury's bag. Got tired of schlepping that thing around. So, done. I've got my backpack on again. Are you catching this? You are. Ooh. Hey. Right. Glorious day, huh? Council do a pretty good job actually in keeping the park clean, but they don't bother too much with the perimeter and the peripherals because it's too dangerous, I suppose. Oh, these things, once they get their hooks into you, that's it. You're a goner. Should have put that out a bit more. Right. Still got that to do. Righty-ho. Ooh. Stuck to my trousers. Some of this stuff is actually frozen. I tried picking up a piece of ice earlier. Didn't get too far with that. Oh, still stuff in there, isn't there? Look. Yeah, never ending. Never ending. What is this? I only went in for one thing. And now you won't be getting anything. You are garbage, my friend. Absolute garbage. Right, what's that? What is that? I don't know what it is. Sure, no, I don't know what it is. No idea what that is. Anyway, I'll leave it for there. I'll leave it there rather. Okay, onwards and upwards. Right, we're done for that one. Another bag. 2 bags. I've only been here about 35 minutes. Yeah, the only way to sort of really attack that situation is to clear the brambles completely. Chop them all down. They don't really serve any purpose. That's a big job for the council there. Here's another one. Alright, 3 from the council. Yeah. Look at this. They're using the same bags, but I mean, look. Look at that. That's about twice as much in there. Anyway. You know me, I love to fill the bags up. Back to the park and the litter picker. Taking a bit of a breather here. I've had some pretty intense few days over the last week doing litter picking. Trying to get as many in as I can before the bad weather really sets in. As you can see, it's glorious weather. I mean, this could be summer, couldn't it really? If you took away the temperature and the fact that the trees are half dead. I mean, look at that glorious sky. Oh. Anyway, yeah, so just having a bit of a breather, bit of a rest. Okay, that's enough. Onwards and upwards. Yeah, this is one of those dens, I'm afraid. So I just thought I'd come back in here, try to recover some of this garbage actually, because it's really bad. There you can see over there, just dumping ground for the alcoholics and druggies. Probably looks worse than it really is. I've brought my rake as well, so that's good. I'll have a shot at doing this. So here's my trusty rake anyway. Oh, get that out of the way. Pull everything to the centre, I think. Pick it up. Be a lot quicker that way. Rakes come in handy actually, especially if you can avoid thorny areas. This one's a retractable. Doesn't extend that far, but it's enough. You see? Now if I try doing this with a litter picker, I'm going to have some problems. Probably break the litter picker actually. Constant dragging on it. And God knows I've broken a fair few in my time. So I don't really want to do that. Look at that. Isn't that great? Get the bulk of it. Try to get all the plastic out. That'll really help a lot. Because it's the plastic that doesn't rot, obviously. See that? Look at that. Amazing. Right, I'm just going to continue now. Off camera for a while, and then I'll come back in a while. Okay. Oh, straight away I found this. I'm going to leave that till later. Yeah. Don't want to laden down the bag already. Right. Looks like a part of an old desktop. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I just wish sometimes there weren't these sort of inlets where people can congregate, because it's such a temptation. Street sleepers and homeless and drug addicts and alcoholics and you name it, they all congregate here basically and just let loose. Don't even spare a thought for the environment. You just dump it all here. Anyway, let's get off that. It's a beautiful day still. Yeah. Try to get the bulk of it, like I said. You're never going to get it all. Oh, what's that? That looks like something pretty bad. Heavy bottle that was, whatever it was. Okay, back in a minute. I brought my trusty secateurs with me. Suffering secateurs! I just had to say that, sorry. Now, all these rocks here, I think they use this to build a fire and do whatever they do. So I'll try to remove some of the rocks, maybe just sort of disperse them into the bushes. Because the one thing we know about alcoholics and druggies, they do not like working. They don't like doing anything physical. Oh, this is not gonna... Yeah, this is steel actually, which is going to cause a problem. Yeah, I think we're getting here. I mean, it's still got a lot to pick up, but slowly but surely does it. Ooh. I just spent about 20 minutes trying to untangle this wire on the tree. I got the secateurs going, but they were pretty hopeless really. They're not for cutting trees, they're obviously for branches. At the moment I don't really need them. So that area there is clear, that's good. I'll just work my way around counterclockwise. Shouldn't take too long. I got my first bag here. First bag of this area anyway. I'm making these a little bit shorter because I can't really, there's so much heavy stuff in there you wouldn't believe it. I'm going to make my way back up there now. This is a really heavy bag, so it's only about 3/4 full. Here we go. Whew. Yeah, I had a couple just walk by. The usual comments, you know. Hope you're getting paid for that. You're getting paid. That doesn't get old, does it? What is it with these people? They have to make ridiculous, stupid comments like that. I was watching YouTube earlier. One politician was on the doing a video. It's only on for about a minute, but he made a very succinct point. He said every day he goes out with a bag, plastic bag, and he picks up rubbish wherever it is. And I'm not just talking about newspapers and cigarette packs. He picks up banana skins, everything, you know. And he collects a fair bit. But his point was, basically, we're becoming more embarrassed to pick up litter than we are at the people who drop it. I thought that was a very good point. What kind of stares and weird looks do you get when you pick up litter? The judgmental looks. Are we really becoming a world like that? Could be. How sad. Here we are in bag 2. Yeah, I think we're going to get through the bags pretty fast actually, because some of these items are major sizes. I mean, I'm picking up whole sort of bags of crap, household waste, you name it, stuff that's been dumped here over the years. So it's really filling up the bag quick. Okay. Alright, we're back, and I'm going to try and clear this area here. Picked up a load of stuff over there in advance. Oh, horrendous. But it's a lot of major items, so hopefully it won't take too long to clear up. I've got that out of there. Let's focus on this now. Oh, righty-ho. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Right. Let's get this stuff out. Yeah. Now I need the secateurs here. Oh no, maybe I'll just go in like this. Yeah. There you can see. Horrendous, isn't it? What people do to the environment. I've heard people say, oh, they're like animals, but come on, that's insulting animals. Animals don't foul their own area this badly. And what they leave is natural and helps the earth. Pieces go back to the planet. Ooh, I'll get that in a minute. This rake is making things infinitely easier. I'm glad I brought it. Alright, we'll be back in a minute. Ooh, these thorns or something else. I'm not cutting them all down, obviously. I'm just going to clear a path. Because every time I move backwards, they catch me. I'm getting a bit tired of that, to be honest. Here we go, see? Lovely. Lovely. Let's take that back a bit more. Yeah. Okay. Let's carry on, shall we? Get the old rake. Make sure I don't forget those suffering secateurs when I leave. Gordon Bennett. This is unbelievable. I hate to think what's inside these bags. I'm not even going to bother opening them. Now is not the time to be doing things like that. Right, I'll clear this area and come back to you in a while. Right, cleaned a load of stuff over there, but what I'm going to do now, continue throwing these things into the bush, these stones and bricks, because this is where they build their fires. Without the bricks, they can't build the fires. Unless they get some new bricks, of course. Which I don't think they will do. Ooh, that's big, isn't it? I'm going to Look at this. Holy crap. Yeah, get rid of as many stones and rocks and bricks and things. That will help the situation slightly. Okay, back in a sec. I managed to cut through there and get all that crap out, most of it anyway. Plus, of course, one of those canisters. Well, you know the type. Yeah, I'll leave it for now, but one of those NOS gas canisters. Yeah, it's looking pretty sharp now. I mean, not right now, obviously, but it's looking like it's on its way to becoming something. Yeah. Alright, off to Sainsbury's with that a little bit later. It looks like a vape. I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah, weird looking thing, isn't it? Anyway, in the pocket it goes. Onwards and upwards. I can't even stand upwards. The trees are keeping me back. I've cut a lot of that back so I could get in there. There's still stuff right at the back there, but I'm never going to go through there. That's just forget about it. We focus on this area here. What I might do later is cut down a load of these thorns and stack them all here. Try to block the entrance. Let's see how that works out. How ironic, eh? A dustpan and brush thrown in the bushes. You see the irony in that? Oh well, I'm slowly making progress here. But anyway, let's keep going. Should I be surprised? Nah. Come on, we've seen it all. Syringes, needles, now knives. Good Lord. Just found that down there. Right, we've done all that side there. Now I'm just going to attack this side. It shouldn't take too long, hopefully. Famous last words. Yeah, what we're on now, bag 3, I think. There we go. Right, I forgot to sort of show you when I was dumping bag 3, but you'll see it later anyway. Meanwhile, we're back to picking up the usual sorts of garbage. I'm tempted to think people are throwing things over the fences here, but I would hope that would not be the case. But dustpan and brush doesn't sound like something an alcoholic or a druggie would bring with them. So, yeah, it's the old out of sight, out of mind attitude, I'm afraid. But anyway, we've got that stuff gone. I'm just left now with the remnants. What is that? 5-in-1 test strips. Just tip and read. Blimey. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Tell you what, this place on its own would give the woodlands I did a few months back a run for its money. The one where I pulled out those tents and mattresses and pallets. If you go back, I can't remember what it was called, but just go back and you can see. Oh yes, it was a box of chocolates or something like that. Something to do with Forrest Gump, I think. That's right. They, sort of revolving around Forrest Gump. But anyway, let's keep going. Anybody know what this is? I mean, apart from being some kind of light. Yeah, it's probably a spotlight, actually. Yeah, come to think of it, now I can see that there. God, you find everything in these bushes, don't you? In these dens in particular. People are so desperate to get into this den, they've actually come in here on crutches. I just realised what this is, yeah. I mean, or is it part of a sideboard or something? But it looks, because I had another one there earlier, so I would think these are crutches. Right, I've requisitioned this trolley, and I'm going to push all this stuff over there. Oh, Christ. Okay. On for bag 4 now. Oh, it's got a bit stuck there. What's going on here? Okay, there you go. Oh. Bag 4. Whew. Thank you to Aldi. I'll probably take this back later. It was dumped anyway, obviously didn't take it from the store. Let's head on back, shall we? Yeah. That's in addition to the 4 I already collected earlier. Slowly but surely we're getting there. What a trial. Unbelievable. This is all compost here. I'm just going to leave that. And try to pick up this, and then we should be done. Yeah, I'm not bothering with the bag hoop because we're in a concentrated area. It just takes too much time to load it and unload it and all that, so we'll just carry on like this. Old school style. Just when you think you've seen it all, you haven't. A complete pressure cooker. Unbelievable. And we're just going to give you a quick peruse here, see how much I've cleaned up. Let's take a look at this. See, I've cleared all this area here, all this area here. I've still got a load of crap and that cooker, pressure cooker, and God knows what else. All this is pretty much cleared. Obviously there's going to be stuff there, but what I'm going to try and do is cut down some of these reeds and brambles and block this entrance somehow. Okay, let's hope we can keep going, shall we? It's getting dark now. Why do I always end up in the dark? I'm going to pull all this crap out here. Yeah, we're really getting deep now, aren't we? I'm getting a bit bold, so I've got to be a bit careful here. Don't want to be too emboldened. End up with bloody scratches on my nose and God knows what. Let's just pull this out. Okay. Trying to get that bottle there yet. This is the bottle of piss as well. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know. Human beings know no depths. Yeah. Whew, blimey. There's just so much crap here, it's unbelievable. Back in the mo. Well, as you can see, we've hit the darkness again. I don't know. I had 5 bags before actually, I just remembered. And then the council took them away. I think we're coming up for 5 bags on the second round now. Which will obviously make it 10. And then I've still got 1 more bag to do. Maybe 2 more. I pulled a load of stuff out of the bushes already, so I'm all ready to get it all in the bag. Okay, sort of glad we're coming to the end here actually, because it's getting dark and it wouldn't be easy to see the litter anyway, but I've got pretty much a lot of it out. Let's not say all of it, but hell of a lot. It looks a lot better. It doesn't look like a drug den anymore, which I'm very happy about. You want to drop that in here?
Oh, sorry.
Drop that in here. No, it's okay. I'm litter picking.
Oh, thank you.
Just cleaned out that den over there. You see that? Full of, well, you don't want to know. It's really bad. Have a good night. Take care. Yeah. Let's get this picked up, shall we? Whew. Oh boy. Ooh, wow, that dog's crap really smells. Oh, whoa. What has that dog been eating? Woo, woo. Oh well, I did offer. Silly me. Yeah, I'm getting all the big things in here. If I leave too many empty, unbagged items, the council won't take them. So I just have to get them all into bags now. I've got enough. I brought a hell of a lot of bags. Yeah, look at this. You wouldn't believe this. Oh, look at that. I don't know if you can see that. Look at that. Part of a pressure cooker and God knows what. Oh, the smell is starting to dissipate now. I wonder what that dog had for dinner. Anyway, we'll get this cleaned up, shall we? Okay. I know you can see this better than I can because this camera illuminates. It's amazing. DJI Action Pro 5. People have been asking me, emailing me, what kind of camera do you use? It's amazing. It has stability, it has this, it has that. The colors leap out at you from the screen. Well, there you are. The DJI Action Pro. Right. You know, I'm so glad I brought this rig today. It spared me a lot of hardship. Cool boy. Get yourself one of these. It's retractable, see? There you go. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. Pretty good. Excellent. Saved a lot of stress as well. I put a lot of stuff in here earlier. Didn't realise it was so deep. And there's these two big stones in the way. So I'm now having to pull it out from the other side. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's good. It's all good. Okay. Ooh, looking good. Looking dark as well. Ooh. I don't think you can see very much here. But you definitely can see this, I'm sure. I'm going to get this picked up. This will be my last batch now. Total clearance. Oh, that heavy bloody thing again. I don't know what that was. Some kind of cotton stringy thing. Yeah, look at this thing. Oh, whoa. I can't really see much here, to be honest, but I know that you can see more. Oh, hope you're getting a better shot. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, just come up like that, go around a bit. Sorry, haven't sort of had time to pay too much attention on the last camera action. I think we're okay though. Yeah, we'll get this picked up, and then the next thing is to try and block this entrance with some reeds and brambles, stop people going in there and getting out of their mind. Yeah, I was thinking of leaving all this garbage out here actually after we've picked it out of the bushes, and just to see the expression on the council picker's face. Wouldn't that be a shock? He'd certainly be earning his money that day. Ooh, the final bag. I don't know if you can see much here, to be honest. Probably just the lights of the shopping centre over there, but close up, there's the bag. That's the area. And that's the direction I'm taking now to deliver the last bag to the tip area. Onwards and upwards. Whoa. Darkness falls. Well, it's already fallen actually. So here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus the 5 from before. That makes 12, because the council came twice today and took away a load of garbage. So that's what's left for them to pick up tomorrow. I'll turn to the light a bit, I think, give you a better view. That's known as Tyndale. I pronounce it Tyndale, but it's anyway, Tyndale Shopping Centre over there. I'm going to take these 2 trolleys back. They've been abandoned, so I've had good use out of them. I think the least I can do is to take them back. What's that? Oh, nothing. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me today. It's been a hell of a day, actually. One of the hardest to litter picks. Toughest, I should say. Not hardest, toughest, because the brambles and all that sort of thing. But I have my trusty rake with me, so thank you very much. There it all is. So put that a bit further back. And now you can see it properly, huh? Yeah, great. Anyway, once again, thanks for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed the litter pick today here in Armstrong Park. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. There's always one. Okay, this time really. Bye-bye. Peace.